Hey guys, it's Chris Wong. I'm filming this video as of November 4th, 2024, and I'm going to be talking about a margin call I got last Friday. So as a disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy interested in building a portfolio. So last Friday, I got an email and I also logged into my Questrade account and I found out I had a margin call. I wasn't that stressed out about it. I just saw the amount that I had to pay up or figure out the amount I have to actually sell in order to cover the margin call. I read the email, I contacted the customer service, I asked them many questions because it's the first margin call. I want to know what could happen if I just let it go for another couple days. I want to know if they would consider like dividends coming on Monday, like would it just consider it as a payment of a margin call, or even just selling some shares. I would say luckily I had at least $100 or a couple $100 to spare just to deposit into my Questrade account. And from making that deposit, I also had a question of customer service because the TFSA is my collateral for my margin account. And I asked them if I could still purchase shares under my TFSA, but I found out that I couldn't. And even when I checked out my buying power available, I found out that my buying power amount was different than my cash deposit amount available. So I just waited until the margin call was settled before I was able to purchase shares today. I would say it was a good thing. I accumulated a lot of shares of YQQQ over the last couple months, and I actually averaged down over time, and then YQQQ went up a bit. But I don't think my average price of a YQQQ was less than the current share price at the time I sold most of my shares in order to settle the call. And the also thing to consider too was the dividends I got for YQQQ. So I would say I probably got like a small profit of like $20 just to sell YQQQ while the entire NASDAQ went down. And even though like the biggest cause of the margin call was the weekly ETFs, they just passed the ex-dividend date, so the share price went down, and I'm just waiting for the dividends. The other cause my portfolio went down was my holdings of CONY. They dropped in share price. So because of the margin call, and even though I did settle it, I still had trouble wanting to buy shares, but because I only sold enough just to settle the call, so I actually had to wait at least a day to find out what my new buying power available was. And it could fluctuate depending on the share price. I wish I had the opportunity to buy more shares of CONY just to average down my positions. But from this experience, I learned when CONY goes up, maybe there might be an opportunity to buy some fiat. I was actually originally waiting for the share price of fiat to get lower than CONY. But chances are, if the share price of CONY goes up by at least $1 or $2, then I might consider buying a fiat, even if the share price is still a little bit higher than CONY. And just work on averaging down either CONY or fiat depending on which one's going up or which one's going down. Ideal just to buy on the dips for these positions. I have one share of YQQQ left just because I wanted something on my portfolio to see as a guide to determine how well the NASDAQ is doing. So I'm using a YQQQ and QDTE just to see where I think the NASDAQ is doing. So since QDTE is way below my average share price, so that's not a time for me to get into YQQQ again. And I would purchase more shares of QDTE in order to try to average down my position. Ideally, I would wait for YQQQ to drop down, let's say below $18.15, because that was the lowest share price I paid for YQQQ when I tried to average down. So going forward for now, I may consider putting more focus towards the index-based weekly ETFs, so QDTE, XDTE, RDTE. I'm trying to put more towards RDTE, but I preferably want to try to average down more aggressive. And right now I see there was an opportunity for me to average down QDTE more than RDTE. And then I'm going to get more shares of QQQY, WDTE, and IWMY as the next priority, as I want to stay more index approach now, and weekly dividends. And then once the weekly dividends, I feel like I'm getting enough from those shares, then I would consider more shares into YMAG or YMAX, and I would consider just trying to average down other positions like TSLY, CRSH, dips, and if NVIDIA ever goes down, then I may consider getting NVDY. I hope you guys liked the video. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. Otherwise, please subscribe to my channel for future videos. Thank you guys for watching.